And welcome to a special edition of your favorite program, The Deep Dive, where they come to you live here on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. And like always, I am your host, James Fortune. And tonight on The Deep Dive, we get for the talk about the state of Sierra Leone Football Association and the state of the game in itself, waiting at the progresses them so far, the politics, and of course the public trust we slowly don't they erode for boku years now. We don't get plenty challenges when it comes to Sierra Leone football and Sierra Leone Football Association in itself, to be specific. The problems ranging from leadership and governance to the state of the national team and domestic football when a leagues them where we play within Freetown, Nyaso, and of course now the provinces as well. And of course, FIFA and CAF, their involvements into the local politics now, and the day-to-day association and running in itself. What are some of the future prospects them with it? We all know, say recently, the president of the Sierra Leone Football Association was invited by the Anti-Corruption Commission, and then he was detained on allegations of corruption, allegations of embezzlement. Actually, we go to the tune of thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, plenty people, this be agitates a lot of Sierra Leoneans, especially because over the years we don't agree say football na one area we get boku potential for we young people in this country. If there is one thing that unites this country more than any other thing, then it is football. Whenever it is the national team that is playing, or whenever we have a game, you see say Sierra Leoneans, they always come around for rally behind the national team. However, Sierra Leone Football Association, we not then the leader, not then they coordinates all of this. It has been an association we don't always get boku half problems attached to it, and all the problems don't always they stem from money business. This amount was given to the association, this person not do so, this person not do so, and that has been a major problem. Away from money business, we get politics, national politics actually, we don't creep into the association, and now necessarily they get an impact on the game in itself. So tonight on the Deep Dive, these are all of the things them we get for explore right here on the Deep Dive. And you self with a listen and watch we via we Facebook page, get an opportunity for add your voice to the show tonight by way of calling us on 079-994-993. Tonight we're talking about the state of SLFA and the progress, the politics and public trust so far. This is the Deep Dive. Not forget say there are two sides to every story, and understanding na a three-edged sword. So you get your side, I get me side, and the truth we always stay right in the middle. Stay with us. This is the Deep Dive.
Me family them. Yes, sir. Inside this country we get different political party them. But we know. And they all get their aims and their objectives. Some na for fight for the power, ruling and opposition. Some na for the run after power, and some them na for support to that in the power. And when you want to enjoy them, just tune your radio. You go hear the drama. We man them it's ready grammar. I keep in a party, me say every day. Radio station for all the politicians, me say right down day. People taking well. People taking jam, we talking plenty and we shocking one. So argument. Pulling party in the opposition themselves in the day. I tell you, third first in the Vuvuzela themselves in the day. This now we party, political party. For all the politicians, we say right down there. Because I want to make them know now politics don't put CBN. Ruling party, now politics don't put CBN. Opposition. The politics don't put me the end. The politics don't put me the end. Vuvuzela. The politics don't put me the end. Balance can take a mood. The politics don't put me the end. Every brother. The politics don't put me the end. panel jump and grab the microphone and begin for talk. The fambu dem una do. Me na the honorable Kang, they represent the ruling party. And so, we na party where they practice people-oriented politics. Now that make us the passive don't say, we get the encyclopedia for change and prosperity. We na party where believe in action. Now that make we don't provide 24 hours electricity. We do massive road construction, and we don't provide the free well-body business. In fact, nobody...
Okay, welcome back. If you just join with the program where you listen to now the deep dive where they come to you live here on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. And me and I host James Fortune. Tonight on the deep dive we're talking about the state of SLFA, Sierra Leone Football Association, the progress, the politics and public trust. Now the Sierra Leone Football Association is a member of the West African Football Union, WAFU. And also a member of the Confederation of African Football, we're CAF. And it is as well a member of the International Federation of Football Association, we're FIFA. They established the SLFA in 1960. And since then, it don't be the only national football governing body in the country. We get the mandate for administer and manage the running of football in Sierra Leone. The association though exists for mainly they exist for improve the game of football and as well constantly for regulate and control the way the game is played throughout the territory of Sierra Leone. Now these the areas them within they look at include fair play, unifying teams and ensuring that the games are not just games but then serve for educational purposes, cultural and humanitarian values as well, especially among young people them. And the association can organize competitions them and way then they put together teams them right across the country where we get domestic leagues them. Over the years, Sierra Leone Football Association don't grow tremendously from Usaiden start to Usaiden day now. They've had lots of successes. They've had series of elections. They've had series of transitions. And boku things them they way on they happen way na good things them for record within the SLFA. Some of them progress they also include, for example, in December 2024, the SLFA announced a new state-of-the-art customized buses for the national team. Now, them bus they also then specifically designed them for serve the senior men's and women's national team as well as the junior boys and girls teams them. This now for ensure comfort, safety, pride as the players them they travel across the nation. Now this is a very good thing and it is something worthy of noting. Another progress of course we SLFA don't make now the formation of the Female Premier League Board. We don't pave the way for Female National Premier League in Salone, which is a very big step. And this move not only don't elevate women's sport but don't also propel the nation onto the global stage when it comes to women's football. That is an area that we are doing well as well. To the point that we get within the CAF Women's Champions League, when a continental women's football competition, and we have Sierra Leone participating in it. Now that's a big one. It's a good thing. However, amidst all of them progress there so where we don't get within the SLFA and the good steps them where we don't take and the great improvements where we don't see on the national team, the players and football as a whole, not the country. We also continue to get enormous challenges them when it comes to the way SLFA is run, the people them where they run them, how then they carry out their mandates, the extent to which then they go, and basically just generally how football is being conducted in Salone. One major constraint we don't face from time memorial, and when it comes to financial control and finances, and I talk about this from the from the standpoint of limited sponsorship and limited funding for SLFA. Now SLFA don't struggle for secure consistent corporate sponsorship. this basically they affect the league operation, player welfare, and even the national team in preparedness for able to represent the country internationally. And of course, you get this huge dependence on FIFA and CAF. FIFA and CAF grants them that important for note that while FIFA and CAF they provide financial support, them funds then they not really enough for able for sustain the game as alone and able for get SLFA really running and really going and able for deliver for the country. And then you get the issue of unpaid salaries and bonuses. Players and coaches alike frequently they complain about how it's either their payments are delayed, which can often lead to strikes or poor morale. For let the players them play well, you really need them for they in high spirits. Now that has been the challenge. Now all of them problems they are so we relate to finances now being culminated by the thing of mismanagement and corruption within SLFA. Now something we don't serve as a major challenge. Now shortly we can talk about the politics, because it is interesting for note, because the finances, the way how people then they administer the finance or the kind of money where they inside SLFA or how people then take them and the mismanagement where they go on also tied to the politics where they happen, because that's why you see there is so much violence when it comes to who becomes SLFA president, or when they are having an ordinary congress just for let able for conduct them well. It has to be a lot of back and forth, which can often result in derailing the Boku progress or the Boku steps them where we are able to take forward. This is a major challenge. Now, when they talk about all this in light of the recent corruption allegation against the SLFA president, to be fair to him, he don't say, of course, that he's not guilty, mismanage or embezzle any money. But that is yet to be seen. I mean, the investigations are yet to be concluded. He was arrested, he was detained, not just him, his Secretary General and one other person. Now, when they were detained, they were now released on the grounds that because the anti-corruption say the Congress need for go on and they need for participate and they need for they for let you able for get a proper quorum for able for progress with the Congress. However, notwithstanding that, progress on the very day was stalled, because before then able for start, the president was not there anymore. He left, and so they're not able to move forward. Now that was a step backward as well. So these are the challenges over the years. So when you come back and you expect Leone Stars to go out there and do well internationally and able for really, boost the morale of the country, it stems from there. If the governing body in itself is not properly structured or not able to get the vision for progress, then where are we going? It's just the honest question. Where are we really going? Waiting at the change where we're able to see, waiting at the real-time progress that we can really be able to make. Away from the finances, another major challenge where we SLFA don't get, and football business in itself in general in the country, has to do with poor infrastructure. Inadequate stadiums. For over 3 or 4 years now, the National Stadium is still on renovation. Now, the time where them be supposed for done them, they don't continue for postpone them over 4, 5, 10 now. And it goes on. Most of the games that we need for play them out. Boku Sierra Leoneans them out there don't put forward the argument. Say the reason why in fact we not able to win the recent game, notwithstanding the tremendous effort we see from the players them. Now because, the support in itself, football, it's not just the players, it's also the audience, where they support. You ginger them for let them play more and let we get the goals them where we need. But then those games are not being played here. And they're playing them outside. Almost Sierra Leoneans were able for each day for go support the national team. It's not so much. And that in itself is a challenge. Now, how much SLFA don't they do for put pressure on governments? To be fair to them, it's not SLFA that is renovating the stadium, but they could only put forward the advocacy and put on the necessary pressure for ensure say the work is completed. Now, come to the question. If SLFA in itself, then so busy they deal with internal rancors of all this money, whether that money they was adequately administered. which time we really SLFA they get for able for pay attention to these other areas. Or we look at even the lack of training facilities them. Most clubs them they train on poor quality pitches and where they increase injury risk and limiting the player development. Again, we all expect Leonsters for do well. We expect them for go out there and perform tremendously well. But it's not just something where they happen overnight. Before Leonster they go out there and perform well and really win them games them, you get boku preliminary steps them we need for be taken. And one other factor, we need to improve the quality of our stadiums them. Yes, it's not like as it was before. Now we get tunas, we get the tunas, the bow, we get the one hair. Of course, we're not functional right now. But more needs to be done when it comes to putting up stadiums them with day to international standards, so that we players them they able for train a quality field, and when they go out there, that would be seen in their performance. Now that is yet to be seen, because it is not just there, it's not just Didi, and that's a major challenge. But away from that, let's talk about the big elephant in the room. We get for do with corruption and governance issue. We'll start from the history of mismanagement when it comes to SLFA. Past administration of SLFA don't always be accused of embezzlement and lack of transparency. So this is not a new thing. This is not the first time Anti-Corruption Commission is inviting the president of SLFA. And this is not me saying he's guilty. I'm just saying that not the first time for let they invite him. And it's not the first time we're having issues of mismanagement, embezzlement, and lack of transparency within SLFA. It has been an issue, and it has been a major problem. Why the association in itself not equal. Why you just get the same people them just fighting amongst themselves for take power, and when they eventually take power, they really see so much difference or boku change where they happen there. And then you get political interference. At some point, we were even suspended by FIFA as it is because FIFA feel like say, okay, there is so much government interference. This was in 2018, where FIFA suspended Sierra Leone from international football because of government interference in the running of the country in football association. And this is something we got to understand. If we need football for growing at this country, we want to let football business go before and really change the game positively. We need for come to the reality that politics and football, they go together. In the sense that if you're a politician, you stick to politics and allow those who care about the game, we get the understanding, we get the technical skills for focus on the game. But this thing where you get political interference in every other election of SLFA, where we don't get in this country, you have one political issue or the other. To the point now we don't even come to this level now that at some point SLFA elections, it's even a political thing. It's as though it's a fight between APC and SLPP, or those that are more green or those that are more red, or it's a thing of even how green or how red you are, depending on which party within a power, that they get an influence on who side the election this way. And it should not be that way. Because if we continue in that light, then we're not able to foresee any change on the national team, neither the development of the game. This is the deep dive. We'll be right back. Don't forget to say yourself get an opportunity for call into the show tonight on 079-994-993 for add your voice to the conversation. Tonight we're talking about the state of SLFA, the progress, the politics, and public trust.
Yes, sir. Inside this country, we get different political parties. But we know. And they all get their aims and their objectives. Some now for fight for the power, ruling and opposition. Some now for the run after power. And some them now for support to that in the power. And when you want to enjoy them, just tune your radio. You go hear the drama. We man them to where the grammar. I keep in a party, me say every day. For all the politicians, me say right down day. People taking well, people taking jam. The talking plenty and the shocking one. So argument. Pulling party in there, Opposition themselves today. I tell you, third first today. Vuvuzela themselves today. This now we party, political party. For all the politicians, we say right down there. Because I want to make them know some politics don't put CBN. Ruling party, the politics don't put CBN. Opposition, the politics don't put CBN. The politics don't put CBN. Vuvuzela, the politics don't put CBN. Balance can take a mood. The politics don't put CBN. Every brother, the politics don't put CBN. Every sister, the politics don't put CBN.
Epic Radio 99.2. It's so
We want
refreshing.
to jump and grab the microphone and begin for talk. The fambu them una do. Me na the honorable Kan, they represent the ruling party. And so, we na party where they practice people-oriented politics. Now that make us the passive don't say, we get the encyclopedia for change and prosperity. We na party where believe in action. Now that make we don't provide 24 hours electricity. We do massive road construction, and we don't provide the free well body business. In fact, nobody know they pay nothing again for malaria treatment than any government hospital in this country. But honorable Kan, all wait till una the bluff so una don't do. Now we the opposition party did not make the plan. And una for left of cool the people there. Waiting at the road construction. Una for say cosmetic road rehabilitation. And me honorable Samba na Samba. They challenge una for shows road where una don't begin and where una don't complete. The time will be there the power. We put things them in place, set up institutions for the smooth running of this country, and show a strong economic base. But sorry for saying me brother Kan. Inside the past 4 years, una don't destroy all the structures they did, and the country don't go beyond. But the honorable Samba na Samba, with all due respect to you, them thing ya will.
Okay, welcome back. If you just did join with the program where you did listen to now the deep dive coming to you live here on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. We broadcast live from Hillcourt Road Studios right here in Freetown. Don't forget to say you can as well follow we via our Facebook page at Epic Radio. And tonight we're talking about the state of the Sierra Leone Football Association, the progress, the politics, and public trust so far. 079-994-993 now the number where you go call for add your voice to the conversation tonight. 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. Now last week the president of the Sierra Leone Football Association, Thomas Dadi Brahima, be there at the center of a major corruption investigation following accusations or allegations of misappropriation. Now the allegation is that he misappropriated over 720,000 United States dollars. Now, this particular fund, according to the ACC, Nabia fund will be meant for the development of football in Sierra Leone. The Anti-Corruption Commission for Sierra Leone made the announcement during a press conference where them behold last Friday on the 4th of April at the Commission's Integrity House. The ACC Commissioner Francis Benkelfalas revealed say Thomas Dadi Brahima is being investigated alongside the Acting Secretary General Wina Benson Bao and the Chief Finance Officer Wina Ibrahim Ba. Then three, they suspect them of misusing funds we then received from FIFA and the Confederation of African Football, Wina CAF. Let's take our first call. Good evening. Your name and who side you call from?
Mr. James.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
This is Jacob.
Jacob. Yes, sir.
A regular caller of this very station.
Please go ahead.
And a brother of yours. But yeah. All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
So you see this SLFE now. Then say then in 5, then 3.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to the snippet of the speech of the president. You know, the commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
Snippet of her. So like I don't know if somebody for don't dinner a sport journalist, maybe for don't guide me through. Because he only talk about the money where that the primer convert my account. I know you really talk about Benson Power when at the general secretary acting. Also the finance person. I know you really talk about them two people there. Yeah.
Okay.
So like if at all then two people there so they not talk about them at all. Why they arrest them? Because me now only that the primer I receive convert money na your account.
Well, because according to the ACC, they are investigating all three of them by virtue of the fact that Ibrahim na finance officer.
Yeah, but now the thing is, we not say this. Then two people then At least if we don't get an update of Mr. Ibrahim and Mr. Bao as to which then, but we not get any snippet of which then.
Okay.
The which only listen to wait the statement. Now only some of that primer waiting and waiting convert. I know me hearing. I think that for listening up to 15 minutes where it will be update. Although me not be video, but the radio station where I listen to, they will forgive me up to 15 minutes of in speech way the commissioner do. I know hearing nothing where you talk about Benson Bao and Mr. Ibrahim.
Okay.
So like can I make a doubt why you invite the three? Where we know hearing them at all. We know the emphasis are just for that some of that the primer. Now I make a thing if sport journalists for don't take me, where in present na the conference. If you don't answer me and give me a correct question and maybe for answer for make we me and other people that are the public they will done as to then three people then they if they talk about all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. 079-994-993 now the number where you go call for add your voice to the conversation tonight. Tonight we're talking about football, the state of SLFA, the corruption allegations, the politics, and everything in between. I think on your point of the investigation, I think it's I don't know really, but I think it's very clear. The Ibrahim Ba, the chief finance officer, and then Benson Baona, the Secretary General, and then Thomas Daddy Ibrahim the President. Now the money we then receive, it was money we come to the SLFA account, and these are the people we get when are signatories to the account. So it means that they are collectively responsible. Whether or not it happens, say the money now allegedly say Thomas Daddy Ibrahim diverts to a new account, then I think it's the position that would not have been possible without the other to them, because he's not the only signatory to the account. And besides, it's still an investigation, and all of this is just an allegation. We never know. They might come out as not being guilty. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Yep.
Yeah.
Patrick.
Yes, Patrick.
I call from Brookfields.
Go ahead.
From time memorial, SLFA, really every now and then the corruption. I don't know why. I really don't know why. And we need to know what's in the reason, what's in the cause beyond this problem. Of course, we know that these two parties, they don't pull everything in this country. Everybody know that very well. The people don't want to this you know, saying that the two people and employ are well for in and employ this place. But let us try for do something in this country. With the youth, I mean, we they suffer a lot. We they take up money, they go watch football, we they expect much. But nothing done, nothing had. Everything about football is corruption. The brother there on help in this country, let go of Clarkson. Let us talk to Aleka help for sorry, Aleka help for pray for this country. I thank you very much. God bless you now.
Okay, thank you very much. 079-994-993. Now the number where you go call for add your voice to the conversation. I think Governor Clarkson did already pray. It's just a thing now of the prayer coming into effect. But 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. Tonight we're talking about the state of SLFA, the progress, the politics, and public trust in between. According to the ACC, they embark on a 6-month investigation, and inside that 6 months, they uncover serious financial irregularities. We include unauthorized withdrawals, lack of supporting documentation for transactions, and several series of breaches of procurement regulations. So those are the instances. And the total amount we involved, $720,000. Let's just put it that way. And then, of course, you get 498,200 new loans. Then the money we involved with the ACC they investigate. So I think Jacob, you be asked about why. So those are just the things them with the ACC they investigate. So if you be asked why all of those three people, I think that's the reason. Now, important for note that while yes we're talking about this, and we all know that the fact that corruption day in SLFA, it's an open secret now. We are not necessarily here saying that then three guys here that are accused are guilty. I mean, until otherwise, that is for the ACC for conclude the investigation and come back to the public for tell we say, okay, A, B, C, and Z, now this we find out. Further on this corruption allegation, the commissioner of the ACC pointed out that $527,000 contract was awarded to Lexon's company for the renovation of the technical center in Akintom. Now, this as well, then saying a major red flag. The contract is they issue them without following procurement process. Additionally, you get $50,000 contract was awarded to Alcon Construction and Engineering Service. We reportedly, they don't get any justification for that. The situation now is even deepened because Tijan Duati and Co. then list them as the auditors for Lexon Company. This company will then list disclaim saying they don't get any involvement in preparing financial statement where Lexon submit. The firm alleged say then stamp and then signature where they on the said documents them, not to them put on there that they were forged. And furthermore, the owner of Lexon confessed that he forged NACIT receipts during the bid process. Yet the Sierra Leone Football Association failed to verify the authenticity of all the documents submitted. I know the monies are huge. Myself being where they call them, I'm really wondering this would have propelled us to another level. But now so we did. Good evening.
James 14.
Yes, sir. Concerned citizen.
Citizen Cleveland.
Yes, please go ahead.
Talking about the FE, this administration. For me, when we born, women don't crown Saramadi Kabas the worst administration. But waiting I see and Thomas Daddy can do. Then I see people in the Hiram. For make you so highly corrupt, some people and they believe the right threat on behalf of the clubs then. They say make the game not play, bring the game into the dispute. In fact, that person they say for take waiting against that. We will need that waiting for bringing the game into this. We don't see us at this country for football. The people they went at the grassroots where they do help them so far. They waiting at the end of affairs, just they waiting the benefits them and give all the attention. It's so sad for me. You, the president of SLAFA, go withdraw the money in a SLAFA account. I stand to be corrected. I think that they told them people start. Also, I suppose you for sign. Now you want sign as A and B. Dignity. We're very, very high criminal. Then people they not get it got. They talk things now wrong time anti-corruption. It's so sad in this country. And the way things go, endemic corruption, people in the people actually don't go ever be a better place again. The whole world, Sierra Leone is not an exception. Look how people are looking with impunity. Go pull the money that they transfer in your account, then you run a league. The winner and the runners up, can't sit there and not get there and drop them waiting the entire tour. Then people in the say for come run the football association, but it's so sad. First thing I ask because may God help you.
Okay, thank you very much. 079-994-993. Now the number we go call for. Add your voice to the conversation tonight. Tonight we're talking about the state of SLFA, the progress, the politics, and public trust so far when it comes to SLFA them functioning. Currently, SLFA, the president, the secretary, and the chief finance officer, they face some serious corruption allegation, and they are under investigation by the Anti-Corruption Commission. 079-994-993. Now the number where you go call for. Add your voice to the conversation tonight. I'll continue shortly with the investigations of the ACC, but then let me just cite the fact that I think you made a very important point there, concerned citizen. We get for do with the fact, say, while we are still on the investigation, you get people where they say, oh, the investigations is just a witch hunt and not to anything, there is nothing to it. But,
how are you, sir?
Good evening. Your name and who call from?
My name is Mr. Bangura, a teacher from Robert Walia.
Please go ahead, sir.
This problem, it only happened from decades, from Sierra Leone come to being. The corruption, it starts from the top, they come down. It's like the wall, I don't know how to talk much. Because Sierra Leone, they for put and downgrade anyone with them in a certain position. Now for collapse the economy of this country no more. So I'm afraid, my brother. That's all. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. Tonight we're talking about SLFA, the progress, the stagnations or the problems them we did it. Why you think we get so much problem when it comes to the Sierra Leone Football Association? And as well, we're talking about the current corruption allegation with the association they face. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening. Your name and who side you call from? Hello.
Yeah.
Please go ahead. Please speak a bit louder.
Don't see who they get them. The king of who play out against Samaradi Kabadem B, speaking today, Justice Dollar Thompson, Naim Kadi. I mean, corruption up to now, just like how this that scholar say, people in the type of elite man, for lay in one the football the country. Me, I'm not saying no better for football. Looking at football don't stop. People play the way they come on here. We scouting we can please man. This team about don't they sell Ferrari out. So for any so I think that is player for most after Leone. They must come. You see? So corruption, all the promotion, all the you see, in the league, the last Premier League option and get them money. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the program tonight. Tonight we're talking about the state of SLFA, the progress, the politics, and public trust. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Your name and who side you call from?
And then you are call for reform.
Please go ahead, sir.
I want to know what to make them stop the league. For the presidency in case we get off, that for say that the delegate conference would engage. Why they stop the league?
Okay.
At that time, concern.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. 079-994-993. Tonight we're talking about the state of SLFA, the progress, the challenges, and public trust, all in between. Now, the ACC also uncover inside the investigation that suspected bid rigging in procurement of motorcycles where evaluation reports them favor the second lowest bidder without any valid justification. Now, the allegations are enormous. You get big allegations. You get the particularly alarming finding. Now, outside the ACC uncover say, but let's take this caller. We'll come back to that. Good evening.
Hello?
Yes, your name and outside you call from?
Yes, Then I George Michael and I call now Regent Road Lumley.
Yes, George, go ahead.
So corruption they don't happen at that place. The only thing we need to try for see, let them change them and bring in new people in. You know, for life football changing at this country and the right people then support for it. But how long football no they go before in this country? So therefore let them change them and bring in new people allow see the outcome.
Yeah, but the change in them, it's the process of elections. They cannot just change them like that. But anyways, points duly noted. 079-994-993. Now the number we go call for. Add your voice to the conversation. We're talking about the state of SLFA. Do you think it can be salvaged? What can be done? Good evening.
Hello?
Yes, good evening. Your name and who side the call from?
Yeah, this is the call from Plaza, yeah?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, this country, everybody not cheap at this country, yeah? From the top, they can, everybody not cheap, on my defect for it, yeah? This is me on side, thank you.
Okay, interesting. Let me just state, me not a thief man, so it cannot be everyone. 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. Good evening.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, good evening. Your name and who side the call for?
How you do, sir?
Not bad.
How you do, Papa?
Good. Thank you.
But do this issue of SLF, let them try learn to rest, because now we get the youths them now. We don't really grab in football. For the first time, we didn't call 15 or 18 players on the national team. This is a real kudos to the team, to the league. The league really they improve. If the Slava president get problem, now a problem of its own. Let it allow the league follow a play, right? Because the one game money we then go take buy one game player. No, that money no they come to Slava or Susef. Then the young one then go be more developed. Everybody will get competition for going at the national team.
Okay.
I thank you so much, please.
Okay.
Let them lay this thing to rest. Let the league continue. The Slava president let it continue. Mina Ibrahim Fuad from Benghazi. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim Fuad. 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. Interesting points there. 079-994-993. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes.
This is Dr. Alhaji Sheikh Commander Dibo.
Yes, sir.
You know me, I not the one call. But I still make a call.
Okay.
My brother, the corruption. Talking about ACC, how they scam in this current time. And SLF, the man has still so when of I go to run outside this. This same topic here, even then at the outside this no. Somebody they ask, even you always run at the hospital. Why is Sonko, hala, get inside with Shalom football? The answer. Me, Commander Jibo, what thought the answer? The answer.
Okay.
Why Sonko, the division, the all man, now money. And this now money. I get an answer in either. The brother, anyway, the rest because I'll let her tell you no more. But the country, the way they go, and some of we, when we God help me, are they listening all the radio there in this country. The man SLF, where is the TOSU, the RPG, where they send for themselves. The man, at time we got it, you are the same. I said, we ready. Without the But anyway, corruption, na poro, na money, na fear.
Okay.
Anyway, I'd love to be calling you, man.
Okay, thank you very much. 079-994-993. So, Commander Jibo say corruption, power, money, and sure. But let's pick this other call. Good evening.
Yeah, how are you?
Yes, your name and who side the call from?
Yeah, I want to put in a corruption. Una tell me the meaning.
Your name and who side the call from?
Yeah?
Your name and who side the call from?
Mina error contact the call from Brazil. What's in a corruption? Una tell me what's in a corruption.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, so Edward, they ask waiting na corruption. I would attempt to help you there. So corruption na an instance where somebody they use, let me put them in the money context. They use money we meant for a particular purpose, for a purpose other than the purpose for which it is meant for. And it is not just that you're using it for a purpose other than the purpose for which it is meant for, but now in an instance where you put yourself in where you use your position, by virtue of your position, you bend the law. In the case of SLFA, the instances of procurement processes, there are clear procurement guidelines where you follow how you award contracts to a particular company. In this instance, the allegation now that SLFA not use the proper process, thereby them pass through other route where amount to corruption, because you're using your position, bending the rules, using money for purpose for which not than they meant for, or using monies we belong to generally every other person for developmental purposes. You use them for personal use. That amounts to corruption. Boku things can amount to corruption, but that's just it. You can give your own definition also. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. You name and who the call from.
The meaning of corruption, not theft.
Okay.
Right? Not theft, yeah? Not treatment that we get in this country. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So, well, there you have it. Another definition of corruption. The man saying a thief. In simple terms. 07999949993. Good evening. Yes, you name and who the call from. Please move away from your radio set, or you move from your location a bit. Unfortunately, we lost that caller day. 07999949993. Now the number where you go call for. Add your voice to the conversation. Tonight we're talking about the state of SLFA. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir. Your name and who the call from.
This is the voice of Pakabia from Englandville.
Please go ahead, sir.
But this SLFA issue has to. From time immemorial, with everybody's corruption, yes. So to me, I just take and say, what we all do so now, mere talk shop. Because at the end of the day, now both case, nothing no they come up behind day, nothing no. Now check far back. Since time immemorial, where this still be done the direct to date. Who's SLFA official where the law ever prosecute a judge in this country arrest me case.
Okay, thank you very much. 07999949993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. Tonight we're talking about the state of SLFA, the progress, the politics, and the challenges. Good evening. Yes, Jacob again.
Jacob again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Corruption is the abuse of office for personal benefit.
Okay.
Or it is the process in which one person centralizes him or herself with money, unlawfully embezzling high amounts of money that is to be benefited by plenty people.
Okay.
This is from a social study perspective. When I've been in a school way back, I think 2020, when I was in JSS3, I was taught this. So I still get this definition.
Okay.
I believe saying that the right definition is, and I've done the exactly what is going to do in this country. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. 07999949993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. Tonight we're talking about the state of SLFA amidst Boku corruption allegations against the president. Good evening. Hello? Yes, good evening. Your name and who the call from?
Hello, now George Michael again the talk.
Yes, George Michael, go ahead.
Actually, in other way, we can say corruption na lawlessness. Because, say, this thing, if you do this thing, you spoil something, then you do them. Yeah, at the same time, again, what are they try for see? The country, again, the way the country, they not tell when. Actually, you not really tell when. Today, again, they go get somebody where they trade in one gutter. Or then Olan, they begin saying, yes, about we get this, and they then talk with left hand. So, corruption, like you say, a lawlessness. And corruption, you don't take over a saloon. All sign and that make this country, they go before. Corruption don't be done there from long. Up to now they exist. Where they can't stop them? Who's leader where we can't stop corruption? It's not easy, Africa.
Okay.
It's not really easy. I'll stop here.
Okay, thank you very much. Indeed, corruption, Bokuna we country, but that's why we're talking about it. And believe say the more we people are aware about waiting at corruption and how it affect their lives, Maybe with time we go achieve change. Good evening. Your name and who side you call from?
Hello?
Yes, good evening. Your name and who side you call from?
Yeah, how are you?
Mm-hmm.
But when I bend English. Now bend when I bend English.
Okay.
We all know go to but when I bend English.
Okay.
Corruption at least still not there for you. You take a your property. Nothing. Yeah? When I bend English.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for straightening the English there. 079-994-993. Now the number we go call for. Add your voice to the conversation. Good evening.
Yeah, this is me final call, Commander Jibu.
Yes, Commander.
My brother, I tell you now, I'm a young brother. I know you want call, but thank God, the man will ask the question, waiting a corruption. But he don't come, he don't respond, he don't make me ask don't call. Because me one can tell her, waiting a corruption. First of all, corruption, I input we so take the way salon like this. Remember, the kind million won't get diamond and discovered in 1930 from SLST to NDMC, from NDMC to Kwaidu. The brother just drive go Kono. I know what I'm saying tonight. Commander Jibo, I know the issue. I don't hold mic for 20 years. But my brother, even the current government, our excellency, where it come, in first priority, say the first corruption. But for money, see ya. Then they ask me for this language. Me man, anybody will teach Solomon in. Na poro, na money, na see ya.
Okay.
Anybody won't give public office. It's chief day. You na poro, you na money,
and you na see ya.
You na get a clear.
Okay, thank you very much.
So corruption, I don't put Salom there. So
okay.
So if my brother go say how they set up, if this corruption, I fight my brother, may God help me. All they go na grateful to poor.
Okay.
But then why God go judge anybody where eat Salom money, public money. You say you smart, make God wola. Okay. This world say next world.
Okay.
In the middle, that's they say.
Okay. 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. 8:54 at the time from a studio clock. Good evening.
Yeah, General Epic. How you they do?
Good. Your name and who side you call from?
Fuad again from Benghazi.
Yes, Fuad.
Do please, if they come, they talk on football issues. Let's talk about football. The SLAFA president, they are accountable for any tour they ask them because anything they can't do their act. The other issues, the way people are going to call, no, let we not delay the youth them. The youth them presently, they want to play serious football in this country. Thinking of Senegal, Egypt, Nigeria, now the youth then are the country, and then they pick up where they turn stars then.
Yeah.
So if we want to say we they play football, or put SLAFA president issue aside, let the football continue. The president.
Yeah, but do you think that can really work? Can you be able to devoid the game from the president?
But let the league continue, right? Do we beg Mohamed Kalon, keep it up, pick you Boboden. Even for now, if they want to bring any issue, take the Boboden to training. Please, they Boboden are squad, yeah?
Okay.
I thank you so much. God bless.
Okay, thank you very much. I think while you're making a very good point, and I do agree with some of it, but now the fact say SLFA now the governing body. You remember when I started to talk about that? Now then get the authority, now then they administer. And if that body they by extension is faulty, the heads of the one way they head the body, not just the head, the president, the secretary, the chief finance officer, the body not they exist on its own. Now the human beings them now then they push them. How then SLAFA go able for exist if they want then they win then day before get problem? I just think you're not able for function, and that's why they affect the game. It should not be that way. I agree with you on that point. We should be doing way better if we're able for continue with the game, because that's the focus at the end of the day. But this is not the hindrance where we get presently. 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. Tonight we're talking about the state of SLFA, the progress, the politics, and of course the public opinion. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes. The Lion.
Yes, sir. This is not the Lion.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead, please. Will they get you?
Yes, sir. You know, one thing, I want to ask a question. I want to know this slapper president. He play football?
Okay.
Huh?
Well, it's no, good question. I cannot say.
Because one thing, now only Salon, any Salon football ever go before. Because the one that will play the football, it doesn't mean a mechanic. I begin mechanic work when I want to football, I begin Panam. So if it's somebody they talk, where I go to garage, I know how mechanic they suffer, I know the work. So possibly they go mechanic thing, but if I not sabi I'm not sabi waiting a mechanic, I'm not sabi waiting a India, I'm not sabi waiting a motor car. I can just please say no more people where they do and I just refer people them. So anybody where they can, just like a journalist. Journalist, I need to come on like me, they say Paula go be journalist. You know, Salon, what in the Hamburg Salon, you see some people in the Sidon Bien. When Sidon Bien, in the Sidon, when you go down so far, as you don't see, say this better day. Now, they tell you, see all man, they full face, all everybody they come. You want them now, we don't suffer, wait for day. Watch the one that they analyze for football. You want the people to not play football, they go analyze for football. Now, this alone. You know, watch like this football with them by Juma, but if we ever get them one, they 4 or 5 in England. If you say this poverty where they cry for, so you know, go down left. You know, but I keep so sad, Salon, but just look like how the corruption is. Man, they go bring keke when with so man come. You say, first time 500 and two, they say 800. Now you don't go 1,800,000 per day. So tell me how you expect for this Salon, so hey, Brian, yeah, bad of ya, Brian, bad of them, Salon, it's bad of.
Okay, thank you very much. 079-994-993. 8:59 at the time from studio clock. 3 more minutes and then we go the cutting down for tonight's show. Good evening. Your name and who side you call from?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Your name and who side you call from?
They try for fetch for corruption, but what you mean they try for talk?
Yes, sir. Your name and who side you call from, please?
The only way we protect with corruption, all the minister, the director, which
I encourage you when you call, please state your name and who side you call from. Then you can go ahead and make your points. 079-994-993. Now the number we go call for add your voice to the conversation. Tonight we're talking about the state of SLFA, the progress, the politics, and of course public trust. Well, important for mention at this point that the things them way the ACC they investigate the SLAFA president for it span from 2021 up to 2025. So it's not just now, and I think that beats the argument of people where they say, oh, he get for do it because he's running again for be president, because it's not just something we happened yesterday that they're investigating. Good evening.
Yeah, how do you do, sir?
Yes, your name and who side you call from, sir?
I mean, I stand from meeting back of Family Independent Radio Call Association.
Okay, go ahead.
Brother, the country they try for direct demands no more. If the aid corrupt, what about the kill? You not go corrupt. If you say let the people there for stone, then you the big one get the stone in my pocket. If you go there for stone, you not go there. So now make the bad error, now there for straight force. This is SLFA. Now the big one they do, now they for straight off. If they straight off as best Muslim, as best Christian, so anything so far with the people before, then we run out free and fair. But if they not run out as free and fair, I said to God, the man that will get ready for play, for let this country have him, that's the better good place, what's what you, because of Nadid and it, I said to God, no go before. So thank you very much from the program.
Okay, thank you very much. 079-994-993. 1 minute after 9 at the time from studio clock, and at any moment from now we go draw the cutting down for tonight's show. It's well important for mention that while all of these allegations they are out there, Thomas Daddy Brahima don't continue for maintain and deny any wrongdoing. He remain adamant about. Of course, he say he remain committed for seeking for letting re-elect him as SLFA president. and as well for participate in the ordinary congress of SLFA. However, nothing will not be participate the last time, but they said there are peace talks now, so they will reschedule to another date. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. You name and who you call from?
And I'm Furi Kuruma.
Yes, Furi.
Kind right. I just say talk no more. The one that wouldn't say salon bad, not a salon bad. Now we want a man that was bad.
Okay.
We want a man that was bad. This wall, I no more God don't make an asleep. Now we want a man that we don't. I am then, this and that. Now we don't bad. So let them let us talk say salon bad, yeah?
Okay.
And you for the bit of that.
Okay, thank you very much. 079-994-993. One more call and then we drop the curtain for tonight's show. 079-994-993. Now the number where you go call for. Add your voice to the show. Now, while all of this is happening, the ACC as well don't maintain that the investigation within they do on the president not get anything for do with SLFA then Congress and not get anything for do with the elections. As a matter of fact, it's just by way of ensuring transparency and accountability. That's just the focus, and the investigation they're doing, it's not by way of witch hunt or for favor any particular candidate. However, people them with the inside football, you get they're quite divided on this particular point, because you get those we feel like say the timing now something we suspicious, considering the fact that we're going into elections and Thomas Dadi Brahma they run for a re-election, and it's now that he's been investigated, and since now issue we start from you trailing back on to 2021, why the ACC not be don't come in and investigate them around 2022, why not investigate them in 2023? You know, all of these questions are being asked, and you get people where they speculate that by way for try for disadvantage not for able for become president for the second time of SLFA. You get other people who feels like, well, it is corruption and it can be investigated at any time, and the fact that SLFA they get in Congress not supposed for serve as a deterrent for Lennon not able for go through with the investigation or invite the man na ACC if need be. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, your name and who you call from?
Thanks a lot for the life.
Yes, sir.
The issue where I get is like the timing of the HCC, the inception to this issue. I agree. Whatever financial management, there are financial policy and procedures we follow. You be executive director, you be president, you therefore follow the rules of engagement in finance. When you miss the step, then they could get auditors them. And any sound financial management forgets a timeliness in auditing for make sure it would help the finance for go strictly adhere to the policy and procedures and the systems where that particular institution lays. That is correct. The auditors for play the role. The question is, the SLFA, do they have auditors? Do they have internal auditors? Do they have external auditors? Because by ACC coming in now, it's like already there are problems we don't unveil. And if the problems they don't take from 2021, why just 2 days to the slap or something waiting for arrestment lending? It's like something fishy. And that's not my own concern only. I don't get problem with the interrogation, I don't get the problem about the arrest or whatever. But as a financial minded person, me when they talk to the consultant, I'm at, and they tell you say, to me, it's something fishy. Because if 2021, just to 2025, now 2 days, so that thing they then say, the president, the secretary, and the finance person, in a police net, to do what? Who don't interrupt the SLFA something. So to me, it not go well at all. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. And that's now the last and final call we will pull through tonight on the show. But plenty thank you to all who that don't call we and those ones we don't follow we via we Facebook page. Tonight we don't talk about the state of the Sierra Leone Football Association, the progress, the politics and public perception. Of course, 1 hour not going to be enough for talk about SLFA and the deep-rooted things them we did it. But I think one common dynamics we did it from all the calls them we don't receive tonight. Now the fact that every Sierra Leonean out there get the passion for the game and one for see Slava go before, one for see football business go before now this country. And we are all committed to that. And then people want for really see a different Slava, one for see one where the game is prioritized and not the politics, one for get a Slava also, they get political intervention and just allow people who care about the game be there and let politicians them then at the field of politics. I think that's one common thing that we all can agree on tonight. Plenty thank you to me producers them for tonight's Dictionary and Suri, and of course to the man behind the mixing chamber, the big man himself, Papa Buju. Not forget say Deep Dive, they come to you next Wednesday 8 to 9 p.m. Here at the Deep Dive, we pick a topic, we analyze that particular topic using only one matrix, the fact. That's the only thing we use right here on the Deep Dive. But as we close, not forget say there are two sides to every story, and understanding na a three-edged sword. You side, me side, and the truth we always dey right na the middle. Mina James Fortune, keep it epic.